The third witness is Hiroshi Kamei from Anaheim. Mr. Kamei.
Honorable Chairman and distinguished members of the Commission, my name is Hiroshi Kamei and I reside in Anaheim. I was born in Gardena, California in October 1927 and have lived in Orange County for most of my life, both before and after World War II. I was evacuated on May 15, 1942 and was sent directly to the Colorado River War Relocation Center in Poston, Arizona, without going to an assembly center. I left Poston on June 19, 1945 for Des Moines, Iowa, and the rest of my family returned to Orange County in late 1945. Today I would like to relate a few personal experiences resulting from the evacuation. These experiences are along two lines. One, the direct economic losses and loss of opportunity by my immediate family due to the forced sale, the forced abandonment, and the outright theft of our personal and household properties, tools, farm equipment, and even standing crops ready for harvest. And two, the disruption of my education. First, the economic losses. The incident that I remember most vividly, an incident which has made a lasting impression on me as a lad of 14 in 1942, and one which has led me to conclude without any doubt whatsoever that the evacuation of Japanese from the West Coast was economically motivated, was the forced garage sale of our personal property and farm equipment. I don't believe we had garage sales in those days, but that's the closest description I can give of what sort of thing happened. Our house was in from Garden Grove Boulevard about 200 yards on a dirt driveway, and on the day before the posted evacuation date, there was a lineup of cars in our driveway extending about another 200 yards in both directions along Garden Grove Boulevard, waiting their turn to come to our house to see what they can get from us for a small fraction of their worth or for nothing. Most of the people were strangers, but some were people we thought were our friends. One man wanted to buy our pickup truck. My father had just spent about $125 for a set of new tires and tubes and a brand new battery, so he asked for $125. The man, quote, bought, unquote, our pickup for $25. One friend bought, and I use the words friend and bought facetiously, one friend bought our celery spray rig for $15. We had only a few weeks earlier purchased it new for about $100, and this same man modified it from an orchard sprayer, which we bought it, to a celery sprayer, and this man charged $15 to the modification. The man told my father that he, my father, might as well take the $15, otherwise he would be back the next day and pick it up for nothing. He had already told the other people in the group that the spray rig was his, or was to be his. All these opportunists, these vultures, were aware of the fact that we would be limited to $150 per person, and only that baggage which we could carry to the evacuation center. This fact, or rather this knowledge, was used actively and openly to use in these negotiations. What we did not sell or give away, we stored in a Caucasian friend's garage and in an old abandoned school bus we had been using as a tool shed. When my family returned to California in 1945, we were able to retrieve our belongings from the private garage, but the boarded up bus had been broken into and everything was either stolen or destroyed. I recall also one incident which did not involve a great loss or a great deal of money, but one which I think is symbolic of our situation. we had a new radio, and it had a shortwave band in it, although we were never able to receive anything on it. Nevertheless, it was considered contraband, so we turned it in at the Santa Ana, the county seat police station, as we were instructed. We were given a receipt, and the radio was to be kept at the police station basement for the duration. After my family returned to Orange County, we were notified to come and reclaim our radio. And we got the radio back, that is, the plastic cabinet. The radio inside was missing. We later learned that many people had the same experience. My family's greatest loss was, economic loss, was the loss of the crops, standing crops. We had several acres of celery, which was about ready for harvest. But because the produce market had collapsed and the price of the celery had dropped to about 25 cents a crate, this was about the price of the empty crate. Many Japanese farmers plowed their crops under. We didn't own a tractor, so we abandoned our crop because we didn't want to undertake the expense of the plowing. Only several weeks after our evacuation, the price of celery jumped to, I think, about $5 or $6 a crate, and we suspected that the market price was manipulated. At any rate, someone made a very handsome profit. As for the impact of internment on my education, I was always a good student, and my parents expected that I would attend college even at the sacrifice of my 6 brothers and sisters. In December 1941, I was a freshman at Huntington Beach Union High School. I think I attended school on the 8th and 9th and 10th of December, and I didn't attend high school until the following November. Huntington Beach High School gave me credits for to the semester because I was making straight A's, and then Poston High School gave me credit for the whole year for the same reason. In the fall of 1942, my family went to Rifle, Colorado on a sugar beet work contract, and I started Poston 2 High School in November as a sophomore, only attended high school a total of about 2 months. High school in camp was not compulsory, and instructors were either Caucasian civilians or volunteer internees paid $16 a month, or if you were head of the teaching group, I guess you got $19 a month. The internee instructors were generally good, but one by one they relocated. A few of the Caucasian staff members were highly qualified teachers who I believe came to Poston because of a concern and sympathy for the plight of the Japanese American students. But many, I suspect, were there because they could qualify for no other teaching position. In my senior year, after most of the internee instructors had left camp, I taught trigonometry along with taking the course myself. I graduated Poston 2 High School in June of 1945 and relocated by myself to Iowa with $50 and a train ticket so that I could attend Iowa State College in September. I was accepted to Iowa State through the personal efforts of our vice principal, Mrs. Georgia Day Robertson, to whom I'm eternally grateful. Poston 2 High School was not accredited by the state of Arizona, and without some extraordinary help, I would not have been able to attend any college, even with the outstanding academic record I had attained. During my first quarter at Iowa State, I became 18, and I registered for the Selective Service Board at Story County, Iowa. A few weeks later, I was transported to Fort Snelling, Minnesota for a pre-induction physical, and before the end of my second quarter at Iowa State, I was drafted into the Army. I was denied a deferment to finish the full scholastic year. Although in my case I was able to eventually attend college, the last school year and the poor preparation I received in relocation center had been always to my disadvantage, and I'm sure that there were countless other Niseis who were caught in similar situations, many highly qualified who were not able to attain a deserved higher education. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Gentlemen, thank you for your testimony. We'll move right along to the next panel. Resettlement difficulties, Teru Watanabe, Los Angeles, Yoshio Nakamura, Whittier, and Grace Nakamura, Whittier.